All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back for another night of Rocket League. First match coming up, we've got UCD Leviathans versus NUI Griffins B. But more importantly, my name is Sam the Ding, and I'm joined here by Nualak. What's going on, man?
Not a huge amount this evening. I'm looking forward to these matches. They should be some good ones. We've got a lot of games with a lot on the line for these teams when it comes to the standings, as we are hitting the midway point of this round robin, week 4 of 7. So really now is when these teams want to start looking to lock in their positions. You know, we're really getting a sense of where these teams stand compared to each other across these groups. And as you say, starting with this UCD Leviathans team up against NUIGB, we have a team that's undefeated in Group A in UCDA up against a team that has yet to actually win a series in NUIGB. So both teams with a little bit to prove, and UCDA will really be looking to cement themselves at the top of this group this week.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're as of yet undefeated, or no? They've
lost a couple of games, but they haven't lost a series yet.
Yeah. So they really want to. They're in kind of competition with the WIT team as well, who are also playing right now, I think, or
I
a
think
little bit
possibly
later.
right now. So potentially we can try and find results for that during the stream, but we make no promises on that because we have no idea how good our production levels are. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It was UCDA, this UCD Leviathans team last week actually managed to beat WIT, and that was really the big one. Those were our two undefeated teams coming into last week. And UCDA managing to win that game out means that they are uncontested at the top of Group A at the moment. And this is now the game where this is a series where, coming into it, I don't want to say they should win it, but it's a 3-0 team versus an 0-3 team, and so I'm going to say it. They should win it tonight.
They should, but then again, just remember that UCD this week have subbed out their captain, funny enough, for Ground Zero. Speaking of that, you want to let us know who's on these teams?
That's true. On the side of UCD, we have... let me look through all the names in this lobby. We have HZ, we have Hydropocus, and I'm just going to butcher that name because he's given me a pronunciation in his name, and I'm not sure where he's going with it. So it's HZ, Hydropocus, and I believe then Jeremy is also filling in on that squad this week. It's hard looking for names that we don't recognize. And then over on the other side, it's NUIGB. We have Ground Zero, we have Ronan Finnegan, and we have Sean Page. And it's going to be a tough one for NUIG Griffins, but if they want proof that they can still fight their way through this group, we're only halfway through. Now is the time to do it.
Absolutely, but here we go. So UCD are going to be fighting out of the blue corner, and NUIG are in the orange. Let's get it on.
It's NUIG. They'll want to come out swinging early if they're to have any chance.
Yeah, they really want to just set this momentum in place right here. Uh-oh. Okay, dangerous position here. No problem for the UCD defense.
No problem just yet, and I like this. I like this early pressure from NUIG. That could just roll in.
And again. Okay, went up. Yeah, this is exactly what NUIG do not want to happen. They want the complete opposite of this.
Yeah, NUIG, they want to keep UCD on this back foot, but this UCD squad, they don't have the highest conversion rate for shots to goals. They do look a little bit sloppy in defense. For a 3-0 team, they have holes. So NUIG, they could look to exploit this here if they manage to get ahead and they get pressure early.
I mean, the schedule is online for everyone to see, so NUIG knew they were coming up against this opponent. Do you think that they would have had a special kind of training against what UCD are able to do?
Yeah, I'm sure they've been grinding Rocket League non-stop for the last 24 hours. I think that's roughly what needs to be done. But no, honestly, I think this is exactly what they need to do. It's what they're shown so far. It's just keep the pressure up, keep UCD in their back half. And this is something that we've called out on stream in the past, is this UCD squad, when they're under pressure, don't always look great. That's dangerous.
No. That was a really bad touch there. And UCD continue the offense here. It's dropped into center. HC was up for it, but it was blocked.
Here's what we were talking about. This UCD squad don't always have the best conversion rate when they have these shots on target, and they're not taking the chances at the moment.
Yeah, a couple of defensive mishaps here. Defensive double commits I'm seeing here with the NUIG squad. I don't know. Okay, not great power behind that.
UCD, they want to put one of these away soon. I mean, like you say, there's defensive double commits there for NUIG, but UCD just aren't capitalizing just yet, and this is a squad that really should be.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, in everybody's defense, it is the first game of the set, so, you know, you have to get rid of those jitters first. We've seen it before. Teams that looked really bad in game one came back. Oh, solid defense. Oh wait, not so solid. Oh, he let that through. Oh
no.
wow, a lot of mistakes happened very quickly there. He's off the wall here, sends it down into the center, but just wide.
Someone has to put one of these open goals in eventually, right?
Okay, no real power on the shot there.
This is getting very close. And this is an NUIG team who have at least, you know, they might not have a series win yet, but they've contested in the middle of the table, and this could be a chance now.
Whoa! Dropped it exactly where NUIG did not want it there, right in the middle, in between the two defenders. And look at that.
And this was it. It was a series of fairly sloppy defensive plays from NUIG, and UCD finally do capitalize right in front of the goal. But I say it was sloppy by NUIG, and it was just as sloppy defensively from UCD. It was something, you know, I wanted to call out. I wanted to highlight that this is a 3-0 team that hasn't necessarily always played like 3-0 team. And NUIG have come so tantalizingly close to capitalizing on that a few times, and with only one goal in it, there's still time for them to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. If NUIG kind of, as I keep saying every week, tighten up the screws just a little bit. They can definitely pull this set back, but that is just going to roll in. HC boomed it off his backboard, I'm sure.
Ronan Finnegan getting a little caught out by the demo there. HC was just nice. I mean, just putting shots on target, ask questions of the opposition defense, and if they don't have answers, they don't have answers. And Ronan Finnegan, as I say, getting caught out by the player sitting in his way, not quite able to get back in time. And this is now UCD, I think, maybe settling into this game a little bit, feeling out their opposition. And, you know, when you can go for these long range shots and feel comfortable that you might just be able to get them in for free, that's a big deal. But
oh, wow.
That was close. NUIG, I mean, they're still in it. You know, it's only 2 goals, minute and a half left. They could still do this.
Oh, wow, though. You cannot afford to rotate like that on the offense. God, it's threes, man. Leave a boy back.
You have enough players. You can afford to leave one a little bit further back in defense. And this is now UCD just starting to look like you say the rotations are just a little bit stronger for UCD right now. And I think the 3-0 scoreline is starting to reflect that they are now just looking a little bit stronger, and they're realizing they don't need to go for necessarily the fancy shots. They don't need to go for ceiling touches against this NUIG squad. They just need to bang in goals, and that's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's it. Once you keep it on target, because they don't seem to be able to convert from this mid-scramble here into some offensive pressure. A bit of a mistouch there. Okay, good defense here. Yeah, I mean, realistically, the UCD goal hasn't been under any threat in this game at all in the last 4 minutes here. They have gotten it up into their half, but I don't know. I'm not seeing a lot of really good scoring opportunities from the NUIG squad.
And I think that speaks more to, as you say, the lack of shooting from NUIG than it does to the excellent defensive play from UCD, because there definitely has been holes there. There's been big gaps. I mean, there's another if the rotation is there, Hydropocus gets back in time, but it's a little bit slow. It's a little bit loose. There is a chance there for a quicker team to take advantage. And if NUIG can just speed that up a little bit in the middle of the pitch, they can get it on target. They can find these shots.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, wow. Okay.
Again, NUIG, they're also just going to need to clean up these double commits a little bit in defense. I mean, they've not looked like the significantly worse team. They've just looked a little bit slower and a little bit sloppy at times. And it's been kind of 3 mistakes that have given away goals.
Definitely. It's literally, it's just UCD are beating them on every front by just a small margin. But there it is. UCD taking game 1 here in this best of 5 set.
Game 1, and one of those areas that they're winning on a small margin was goals not conceded to open goals, because UCD, they missed a few open chances of their own. NUIG missed a few open chances as well. Both teams looked more comfortable as the game went on, but it was UCD who maybe is the slightly more experienced team, the team that, you know, is doing slightly better in this tournament, did settle in a little bit faster, started to just get those shots from long range. HC sitting at the bottom of the scoreboard there, but was the only person to just, you know, take a shot from his own half and catch NUIG out.
Yeah. We'll have to see now what NUIG can kind of do just to, you know, mix it up a little bit. Maybe see if they can just focus on the defensive rotations for this game. I think that's going to make it a kind of a little bit more close. Hoping one of those forward balls goes into the net. We'll have to see. Same colors as before.
I know, that's going to be a hard break to start.
Just as I said it, Hydropocus.
That's an absolute heartbreaker of a start there. It's, you know, you said it, NUIG, they do need to just rotate a little bit back faster. They need to cover off their goal better, and kick off goals like that. It's more heartbreaking because it wasn't a very fast one. There was room to cover that, and NUIG just didn't quite make it in time.
Definitely. Okay, NUIG winning the kickoff here, though. Oh, wow. Can't be missing those. Okay. We're seeing a little bit more of a formation there. Rotating under the ball is never a strategy that you want to employ.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I really just want to see this UCD squad go into practice mode and just bang out a few of the shooting training packs at some point, because it is absolutely this squad's biggest weakness.
Oh, it's on target.
Oh, crossbar just about. But this squad, they create the shooting chances for themselves plenty. The defensive rotations are there enough to have beaten other squads in this group. But if there's anything that's going to lose them games later in this tournament, it will just be squandering so many good shooting chances.
Yeah, just shot accuracy.
They're actually sitting, they've one of the lowest in the group. They only have about a 20% conversion rate from shots to actually scoring, which is not very low. I mean, it's kind of just below average for the group, but when you're sitting there as the team that's winning the group, you know, I think it speaks a lot to just how many chances you're creating and then not capitalizing on anyway.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, all right.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice pinch. Just to get it out of the half here. And look how much room NUIG are giving to UCD. They're so intimidated by them. That ball had so much dead time there just to sit around, and NUIG didn't want to go for it, and UCD just used that. Wow.
It's again, I mean, that was exactly what you were talking about, mid-sentence. It's just NUIG give a little bit of space. Sean Page, he just doesn't quite go for this one in time, uses the second jump, and then just gets beaten to the ball by HC. And it's like I say, it's all about space in defense. It's about getting to those balls and actually contesting them. And NUIG just coming off second best. Basically only in that area. In almost every other way, UCD are not particularly impressive right now. They're just getting to balls a little bit quicker than NUIG, and that's giving them more and more chances.
Yeah. Okay, last man back here for NUIG. Okay, good stop there on the wall. That's what we like to see. Oh, wow, you can't be missing those. Whoo! He flew high just to miss that, man. Lands at the other side of the pitch, awfully disappointed with no boost. We've all been there, but not here in tournaments, guys.
Yeah, not here. Is NUIG, at least they're trying things now. They're going for things a little bit faster in the middle of the pitch. They're actually trying to get a little creative on that wall, and maybe that'll let them come back into this one. It's only 1-0 in the series so far. There's still 2.5 minutes left in this game. They still can come back, but not if they're giving away chances like that on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of power. Okay, open net. Put it in! Oh my god, how close!
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Oh, I think that's GG. Go next. Guys, maybe we'll get him next week.
That's the bit where you can't watch this VOD back ever again if you're on the NUIG squad.
That's so rough. Ronan Finnegan, all he had to do was just drive that ball into his goal, and then they got confused. The defender got in the way, and between they combined to put it over the crossbar. And with open goals, you can't be doing that. Again, UCD, why was there an open goal there? Watching the VOD back, this is still a chance.
Okay. Oh,
Not
wow.
Quite. Not quite. UCD, if they're watching this VOD back as well, need to address the fact that there was an open goal there at all.
Yeah. I mean, there are. Look at, there's 3 UCD players underneath that ball right now. Like, you're right. These aren't playing like the team who are leading the Irish Collegiate Esports Rocket League.
And I mean, fair play. They do have their captain sitting out at the moment. Jo is not playing for this squad in this game, and Jo has been a big part of some of their wins as well. But these issues have been around when Jo was there as well. This is not just suddenly appearing out of nowhere for this UCD team, and so I think it is something that we can still justifiably criticize them for in this series and in the tournament so far as a whole. That's just going to roll in nearly.
And a great defense there from Ronan Finnegan, just barely got his nose to that. Oh, but he sends it. Oh, so very close. It's shot after shot here for UCD.
Rattling the backboard. It doesn't stop shaking as the shots come raining in, but you know, they're still not finding the back of the net, and that means it's still only a 2-goal lead. And the scoreboard is not necessarily indicative of just how many chances UCD have had compared to NUIG in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're. I think UCD are just really, really good at turning defensive, like back plays into this kind of offensive momentum, exactly like that. Just
Oh,
straight in. Oh,
oh
dropping
no!
it.
Oh
Oh,
no!
no. Wow, bounces off the Galway defender straight into the back of the net.
I guess the question is how many Irish collegiate players does it take to score a goal, right? And in this case, it turns out that it is about 6 to get into one of the goals. But
Yes, it's
sorry,
3-0 there, and it's 15 seconds left on the clock. This is UCD's game now.
yeah, this is UCD's game, and it's now UCD's series to lose as they are going up 2-0. I think yet to concede a goal in this series as well, and it's looking rough for NUIG. It's going to be a hard one to turn around from here, but again, it's been there for them. It's definitely chances. They've missed one open goal. If they can get one now, you'd feel pretty good going into game 3. It's not going to happen though.
Yeah.
And NUIG are now staring down having to take a reverse sweep in this best of 5 if they want to come back into it.
Yeah, but the NUIG squad haven't scored a goal in this set yet. So I'm getting a little bit worried here. Now, if I was the NUIG coach and I'm watching this is the part of the coaching strat where this game is just for information now. You find out exactly where your holes are, and you just start like practicing that. Like the whole time, what I saw was NUIG, if they were rotating at all, they were doing it on the wrong side of the pitch. So that is something that if I'm sitting with the Galway crowd, I'm forcing them just to do laps around the pitch the other way that the ball is going, and to try to get back to these shots a little bit quicker and stuff,
As we are having minor tech difficulties, I think. One of the NUIG players not quite joining in quite quickly enough, but it looks like we've gotten all 6 players into game. Game will continue, and maybe this is NUIG's chance to get their first goal on the board, but hey, that might be a little BM against.
Are we actually just continuing here?
It looks like it. I think we got all 6 players in pretty quickly. I'm seeing nothing upset in the chat. Heltic is asking for the continue, and I mean, look. I think it's also, like you say, this is now information gathering time for NUIG. I think it's also a time where they really have nothing left to lose, and I think just playing aggro for the first few seconds of this game, just getting up in UCD's faces, shots like that.
Okay. So about the offensive positioning, that striker should have been further out and further back. If he really wanted to make it the same thing again, further back, their striker should have been. They're expecting the slow balls, the slow centers, the slow crosses in, but you can't. If you want to succeed in a tournament, you do everything faster. Do everything just a little bit harder and a little bit faster. So your centers have to come out wider. They have to come in faster.
But if you're NUIG right now, I think just listen. Don't worry about the rest of the tournament. Don't even worry about the rest of the series. Don't worry about your own defense. Just worry about trying to get one goal on the board, because I want to see this team come out aggressive. I want to see them play fast and look.
Oh, wow.
It'll lead to stuff like this. Sometimes the ball will just go flying over your heads in defense. But I liked what I was seeing out of NUIG for the first minute and a half of this game. They were getting up and aggressive in UCD's faces. They were just saying, look, we're committing 3 people to the attack, and they're nearly getting balls in the back of the net. And I think just getting 1 goal on the board for this NUIG squad right now, that's going to be a big win. And I think even if you send 3 people forward, even if you're overcommitting and you let a couple of goals in because of it, I think you're fine.
I suppose at this point you do really have nothing to lose.
Practice against one of the better defenses in your group. Just try and figure out how to score on that, and that'll serve you well in the future.
Yeah. Information round. Oh, nice! Okay.
Let's go, NUIG. That was a nice goal. That was a great pass forward by Sean Page. It's a lovely pass over HZ, and then it's Jeremy just too quick. And Sean Page did a great job not to jump into it and save it.
Ethnic Ground Zero just got a couple more Twitch followers here. All right, 1-1. We're all even here.
That's what we call it. He's gathering clout. That's exactly what this is. This is what I've heard the kids talk about so much.
On the TikTok.
We're young. We're cool. Don't worry about it. Video. We're here. We're talking about video games on a Tuesday night. What else would you be doing?
Okay. Pass back from the UCD squad. 1 is up. Nice.
This is good. It's just NUIG. They've come with a bit more confidence now that there is much less to lose. I mean, look, if they manage to somehow sneak a win away this game,
Wow.
is that just going? No, it's fine.
Okay. Oh,
It's
but
not fine.
nobody in the position. All right, Hydroposus. Hydroposus.
Hydroposus.
Hydroposus. Sounds like an old philosopher, like, you know.
Yeah.
Hydropus.
But hey, he was there quickly, and he got a nice follow-up shot.
Yes, sir. Okay, NUIG are winning all of the kickoffs now.
Yeah, they're just quick.
Speed. They got that
Speed
speed.
is key. And honestly, they've kind of found a little bit of form here in this potentially last game of the series. I mean, it's a 2-1 lead to UCD. It's still kind of looking like it will be the last one, but I'm happier with what I'm seeing from NUIG. I think if they played like this there were signs of this at the start of game 1 and they just couldn't quite keep it up. And then they kind of lost it again for all of game 2, but now they're playing a little bit quicker. You know, they're looking for passing plays. They're moving forward aggressively as 3, and it's actually allowing them a chance to get some shots on target. And that was what was missing from their game in game 1 and 2.
Yeah. There really weren't any scoring opportunities in the first 2 games.
And now there are.
Hunter. Oh
no.
Oh, that's dangerous. Oh, nearly with the double touch.
Jeremy's getting a little cheeky. Oh, HC.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's
wow.
a great save.
Really good save there. Ronan Finnegan.
It's the NUIG defense has kind of just come out of nowhere as well. Their backboard defense, I say that they tripped and missed, but their backboard defense has really come out of nowhere. They're getting solid clears on the ball, which are giving them these chances, and the opposition have not.
Ooh, the angle.
UCD, what's going on?
What a save.
NUIG are just going to start playing the mental game at this point, right? You just start hitting them with the what a save in chat anytime they miss the ball, and hope it tilts them enough to win another 3 games of Rocket League.
Okay. Oh, really soft touch there from the NUIG defense. Oh yeah. HC coming in with that aggressive strats. Oh, landing on the ball.
This is a chance.
Man. Oh, whoa, okay. I like what I'm seeing here. A little bit more aggressive. Come up, meet him head first.
This is still live. This could be a chance for NUIG. It'll be cleared by HC. Oh, Ronan Finnegan. They've looked dodgy under high balls sometimes. Surely they did.
Okay. You got it. Panic
Held my breath. Held my breath for a second. UCD, they want to seal this up. It's only 30 seconds left. UCD win if they get a goal here. It is so live. And honestly, I want to know what's happened. Like, obviously, credit to NUIG. They're having a great game now, but UCD have kind of just disappeared. Things that were working just aren't working for them anymore.
Yeah, maybe NUIG just needed a game or 2 to wake up, you know? Because this looks like a different squad that we're watching here.
Does that's a chance?
HC just followed it very closely out of the net.
No.
Oh. Dangerous.
One more chance. That's got to drop,
oh,
right?
Oh, yes.
UCD don't get overtime goals, but UCD, things have been working for them this series. Lobbing the ball deep, following it up quickly. Things they haven't done in the last 3-4 minutes of this game. Lobbing the ball deep, following it up quickly, and it's just giving them a
no. Oh my god!
No!
HZ had the easiest shot. I don't know about that defensive pinch or that defensive miss there. Wow.
Oh, it can't end like this. I was getting so excited. I was really getting into it. I was backing this NUIG squad to at least take down this game, and then, you know, who knows what can happen in game 4 and 5. But GG, well played. UCD Leviathans, I mean, at the end of the day, it's another 3-0 win for them. It'll look good on the scoreboard, but I think you have to look at this series. It's hard to look at this series as an unqualified win if you're a UCD supporter, if you're a UCD player. You didn't play particularly cleanly. This is a team that hasn't picked up any wins that you're playing against so far. And I mean, just not looking that good, putting them to bed. And UCD, just work on the shot accuracy, man. These need to go in on the open goals. They need to go in when you have clean chances, and not even threatening the back of the net when you have the chance will start to be punished as this tournament goes on.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, as soon as anybody can capitalize on a miss, you know, like a team that's operating just a little bit faster than NUIG's offensive plays were, those missed shots are going to turn into conceded goals very quickly.
Absolutely. But I think, again, credit to NUIG. They really brought it back. And, from the first minute of game one, they looked competitive. And then the last kind of 3-4 minutes of game three, they look competitive. And in between, not so much. But when you're playing against the best team in your group, the team that is now, unchallenged on a 4-0 lead, making it look competitive all at any point is a big win for this NUIG squad. And I look forward to seeing what they do in the rest of the tournament. I really hope they can pull out a series win in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. It is sometimes nice to lose a game really, really hard like that. That you can watch that VOD back, and it's very easy to see the areas that you need to work on as well. We'll have to see. So, what have we got up next?
In the next game, we will have the TUD Apes. We're going to Group B, and it's TUD Apes versus the UCD Leviathans B. So we're sticking with the UCD theme, a bit more Dublin, and we're just adding TUD in there to really spice things up. It's the Dublin Showdown, and this is really, TUD Apes again looking to cement themselves on the top of this group. It's going to be an exciting one. It has implications for how these groups are going to play out, and we hope you will all stick around for it as we go to a quick break before that.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, for more Rocket League action. Up next, we have the Trinity University Dublin Apes versus the UCD Leviathans B team. Now, this is going to be interesting because we've already seen the UCD boys play earlier on, but this is their second team. Nua, who's your money on here?
Oh, it's got to be on the TUD Apes, I'm afraid. It's UCD Leviathan. And that's not just because of how the UCD Leviathans A team played in the last series, I promise, okay? I have actual reasons behind this. And the main reason I have is that this TUD Apes squad have looked really strong so far in this tournament. They're tied at the top of their group with three series wins to 0, tied with NUIG Griffins. But this TUD Apes squad have had a much harder schedule of matches so far than the NUIG team they're tied with. They've beaten both of the teams directly below them in the standings already, and now they're up against the UCD Leviathan squad, who've looked honestly very mid-table so far. They've won one, lost 2, and all of them have been 3-0. They're losing to teams that we think should be better than them, and they're beating teams that are below them in the scoring. This will be their chance now to prove that they can hang with the big boys at the top of the table, to prove that they aren't just a strong mid-table team. But yeah, it's definitely TUD Apes favourite, and I think you have to look at it that way going into the series.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also have that the old classic Dublin rivalry, UCD versus Trinity. Like, you know, I mean, if you talk to Dublin City itself, it's split down the middle, which is better. I mean,
TUD isn't Trinity, unfortunately. I know, and it's confusing me because they're a new college. They've been floating around for the last couple of years. They're the new tech university that was made from combining four worlds. Listen, we don't get into Dublin college politics if we can avoid it, because I don't know enough about it. I left the city like 3 months ago, and it's the speed of light over there. It's just such a high fashion city that things are gone before the end of the week. You don't know what's happening. But look, it's going to be Elite Spartan. It's going to be My Parable. I still need to figure out the name. Cornetto playing for TUD Apes. And then over on UCD Leviathan side, we have Gamer, we have Coco, and we have Anecdotal. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be a really good set. I just assumed it was Trinity. Yeah. All right. Okay, so, but it is still a Dublin rivalry,
Yeah.
The tech college going UCD. You don't need a big wallet to play some good Rocket League, True. It's free to play now on Epic Games. If anyone at home is thinking about getting into it.
And I think as a Trinity alumni myself, I think I have to call UCD just glorified tech college, right? I'm contracted to.
It's in your graduation papers. Oh! But wow! Cornetto slamming it home.
TUD Apes came out to play. I mean, we were obviously busy joking around there for the first 15 seconds of this game, but at the same time, TUD Apes mounted an early and aggressive offense. And Cornetto slipping that one over the top is very aggressive. Unfortunately, we do seem to have lost Gamer. We are going to pause this game for a few seconds. I really think, Sonics at some point should consider adding a pause function to custom matches. It would really help us avoid situations like this. But hey, in the meantime, TUD Apes, this is why they're one of the top teams in this group. They are aggressive and, they're willing to play as a team. They're willing to go for those shots.
Yeah, I mean, you just saw it there. There was just an absolutely stellar passing play. Cornetto just showing how he put in that first goal.
Just showing off a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the decision is on this one. Will we get a restart? Hard to tell. Teams will probably have to...
Was the player out before they scored the goal?
I don't think so, but if he was complaining, look, he's back now. We'll see what the teams do as we'll get back into it. Honestly, I'm still expecting TUD Apes. It looks like UCD Leviathans are happy to just keep playing the game out. So as long as TUD Apes are fine with that, they don't feel that they were denied too many scoring opportunities. Looks like we may head rapidly for restart. Cornetto, I mean, fair play to Cornetto, all right? He was the one who scored that goal, and he'll have that stricken from the history books.
Yeah. And you know what? You got to respect a man who's just putting an entire theme onto his car customization as well. It is an entirely watermelon car, from the wheels to the boost.
Showing off for the camera. I wish we had a best car. A best car.
Like a fashion parade.
Award. Yeah, we should get a fashion award. Now, I'm not saying I'm willing to sponsor it with my own money, but I mean, someone should be, right?
Yeah,
we'll do a GoFundMe in chat.
Hey, what's all that ice money that I hear about? What happened to this ice mansion that we're all supposed to be getting at the end of the season?
No, we're still in negotiations over that one. Don't worry about it. The gaming house is on its way.
Yeah.
Bit unusual
Oh,
for casters to get one over, but hopefully we are going to get back into this game relatively quickly, as we will keep eyes on admin discords in the background, see everything that's happening, and match should go back live again in a second. Sorry for this delay, everyone at home. Obviously, lag when you're playing on live servers it's a risk that we run, and then his game crashing is a little bit unavoidable as well.
yeah, this is just the nature of the beast. It's an online tournament. Sometimes the online world is not a perfect place to get some high, fast-paced games. You know.
Exactly. As long as it doesn't continue to happen, because I mean that'd really be the disappointing one. You know, we've already spent our time. We've done our intros. We've talked this series up. We've explained how TUD Apes are looking strong in this group. How they look like they could be challenging to take this entire group down by the end of the season. And I mean, if they just come away with a bye here because of ping, that'd just be very disappointing for everyone involved, I think.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to see a game of Rocket League, over not. But we'll see, because some of the players are getting back into the lobby now, so we might. It could have just been an absolute blip on the system.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So what do UCD Leviathans have to do here, if they want to shut down this aggression? What is your best strat for shutting down early aggression? Is it just to kind of slow the pace down, take your time on the ball, or is it to just meet it with aggression as well?
I think sometimes it's just, especially early in a game, just meeting with aggression of your own. Come back swinging, try and stop TUD Apes from getting themselves too established on the front foot. If they start to feel like they can just run you over, that they can just get shots on target, and that those will start to go in. I mean, sometimes that's all a good player will take to settle into a game, and that then they do start to run away with it. So actually trying to keep them a little bit defensive, and not actually letting the game slow down can be their way forward. And we kind of saw last series what happened to the UCD Leviathans once they were given that little bit of space by NUIG. But once NUIG slowed down after the first couple of minutes of game one, UCD Leviathans kind of did just start to run away with a little bit. So in answer to your question, fast, not slow. Speed game up, don't slow down, because once you slow down, you're just giving your opposition more time to come at you. And the more they come at you, the more likely they are to actually start to put those goals in.
Yeah. They did come out of the gates swinging there as well. You gotta respect that. TUD smashing it home. We are still getting some of the players in here. I don't see all of them, so I'm wondering what happened. For anybody watching, guys, there was a little bit of a technical difficulty there. We're actually just going to go to a quick 5-minute break there, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to get this issue sorted out for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Terribly sorry about the delay here. We were just waiting on a decision there from up on high. So what we are going to do is we're going to restart the map, but TUD are up 1-0, and we're going to go from 16 seconds into the match from when they scored, which was 16 seconds.
We're going to give the 1 goal back to TUD Apes, and I believe what's going to happen is we're going to get to see a little bit of how good the ball control is for these teams. How close can they get to putting this ball across the line with exactly 16 seconds gone on the clock?
All right.
It looks like it's about to kick off. Yeah, I mean, TUD Apes obviously jumped out to an early lead there, and then it's going to feel a bit weird for them. Momentum shifts back down a gear. You know, you're hyped, you've scored your first goal, you're feeling good in the series, and then we have this short little 2 or 3 minute breaks. But hey, damns the breaks. Happens sometimes.
Yep, there are a lot of moving parts here.
Yeah.
Okay. Add +1 at the end of the game.
Conversations are happening. We've got some budding lawyers in chat, apparently, playing for these teams. The arguments are coming through, the plea bargains, the deals. As we'll see. I don't know. The teams seem to have worked something out between them. Everyone seems to be happy. We are jumping back into game. TUD versus UCD Leviathans B, and something is about to happen.
Yeah, this is going to be TUD just putting it in. Cornetto, he wants that scoreboard here. He went upside down and he got it.
Kickoff goals, man. They're so fast. Did you see the way he stopped? I mean, it's just beautiful. And I mean, look, at least it gave us plenty more time to admire the car, even if he did go upside down. Just kind of hiding it from us a little bit. But hey, we're back in it now, and we're going.
Okay, yeah, it looks like we're all back on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, Cornetto already showing his proficiency in the air here. Oh. Dangerous position now. UCDB playing out of the orange side, and TUD in the blue. Okay.
This is scary.
Yeah,
TUD, they look scary when they're being given space on the ball in the middle of the pitch, man. This squad has air control.
Look at that. What a pass up. Oh, nearly with the double touch.
And honestly, I knew coming into this match, Cornetto and Elite Spartan were going to be strong players. I wasn't sure about Parable, but hey, Parable also showing that he can hang with these other two in terms of it. And I think that's scary. There are very few weak links on this TUD squad to take advantage of if you are UCD Leviathans.
No, I mean, even the way they're moving around the pitch here, it's looking a lot cleaner, a lot crisper rotations and stuff, you know. There's always a man underneath the ball to catch it as it drops, like, you know. Thought he was going to hit it out there. Cornetto has it now. Let's see. Oh, went for some spicy stuff there.
Yeah, and it's just been no pressure at all for UCD Leviathans. They're struggling to even get this ball out of their own half. And I don't know if you know this, but if you can't get the ball out of your own half, you can't get it into the opposition hull because the opposition goal is in their half.
It's actually located in the other half, yeah. I haven't used the map in a little bit, like, you know.
There was some really good communication just there from UCD Leviathans. Coco actually went for the save just there. This is going to be knocked in nearly. Coco went for the save because his teammate called out he was getting bumped. And I just want to call it out because that means UCD Leviathans, they're playing well as a team.
Yeah. It shows that they're experienced as a team as well.
Okay,
wow.
Okay.
Complaining of lag earlier on and pulling stuff off like that. Let's go. That's what we like to see. Straight back in the game.
All about getting into your opponent's head. It's psychological warfare. They don't expect you to pull off plays like that if they think you're lagging. And honestly, it's just beautiful ball control. We spent the early part of the game praising TUD for their aerial control, and all of a sudden, Gamer coming back with the ground control. And hey, maybe if that's an area of the game where they can take TUD on, if you know they're able to carry the ball along the ground a little bit better, this could be a closer series than we were maybe looking at.
Oh no. Wow, you can't be letting those in.
Oh no.
You cannot be letting those shots through. Wow. Yeah, so just a little bit of a mishap there. Should have double jumped there, unfortunately.
And that's the one that hurts. That's the one where you've gotten your goal back, you've tied the game up, you know, you're looking to swing a little bit of momentum your way, and all of a sudden the ball's in off a silly mistake. And those can be the ones that are hardest to recover from. And honestly, this entire UCD squad, they haven't. Whoa! It's not there.
Gap in the defense here.
Oh, that's...
Someone back, but that's on. Oh, Cornetto. I don't even know how that was his.
That was a lovely little flick in the middle of the pitch. Cornetto, it's just a double commit from this UCD squad, and this UCD squad are a very momentum-based team. They have not won or lost a series in any fashion other than a 3-0 so far in this tournament. So when it starts to go well, it seems to start to go really well for them. If it starts to go poorly, they don't necessarily have the comebacks available to them. But we'll see if it happens in this game. But a TUD, wow.
That was looking very close there. Nice. Saw the flick the Cornetto did there. I wanted to kind of show him that he can do it too. Tried to control it here. Okay.
This is just TUD. I mean, they're maybe playing it a little fancier than they need to in front of goal, but they've realized going high works, and so they just keep bringing it high in front of the opposition goal.
Yeah, the UCD squad don't appear as comfortable up in the air, but as you said at the start here, their ground game is quite strong. They're kind of short, fast passes along the ground. Really solid showing here. But here we go. TUD up in the sky. Leaves it off for a striker. Nobody there. Oh, but wow!
Finish.
Elite Spartan smashes it. He was just in the right place.
I mean, Sam, I hate to say it, but speed is the key. It's all about going fast. And this TUD squad, the fundamentals are just that little bit more there. They're just that little bit quicker. They have a little bit more control in the air. And honestly, it's really hard to see what you do as UCD from here. Just all-out aggression, maybe. Just hope for the best. It's kind of the both NUIG were in our first series tonight, where you're playing against a team that fundamentally do just seem to have better control over the ball than you. When it comes down to it, that makes it really, really hard for you to get anything done at all.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, if they have the ball all the time, it's really hard for you to score, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this could just be a shot.
Ooh, with the back of his car. Okay, Cornetto is on that.
The other thing to call out here is that it's really allowing TUD Apes as well to just leave one man back and then send two forward on offense. Where a lot of the time, you know, a slightly weaker team, you'll see them needing to be rotating back much more aggressively. They'll need to be kind of committing two people to defense. That's just going to go in 5-1. Cornetto finds it, but you know they're fine leaving just Cornetto back in a 1v3 essentially, and just trusting that hey, Cornetto's just going to win this 1v3, and it's been allowing them to apply that much more pressure. It's why we're spending so much of this game in the UCD half. And I mean, maybe it comes back to punish them, but the defense has been strong enough for TUD in those kind of 1v2s, 1v3s that really I don't see it being punished all that much this series.
Yeah, it is unfortunate because it's quite an easy fix, you know, if you just absolutely boom it off the counter attack and just get down after it quick enough, you can really capitalize on it quite easily. But we're just not seeing that from the UCD squad.
No, it's just these clears over and over again. TUD are just so good at getting this ball back out of their own half and going transitioning straight onto the offensive play.
Yeah. And that's the thing that it's not talked about quite a lot, is the transition between the phases from going from defense to offense. What do you do when you don't have the ball and stuff? It's one of those things that you can only learn by playing a lot of Rocket League.
Yeah, and I mean, it can be, as you say, a little bit tough what to do when you're... It's easy when you're the player who's hitting the ball and you're transitioning forward. It's easy. You just hit the ball and then follow it, right? But, you know, deciding when to cut a rotation to follow the ball if you don't have it, or when you should still rotate all the way back, and that's going to be one more goal. Nearly the Brazil. Dominant first game for TUD Apes, as they are just looking like the better team, honestly.
Especially after that kind of break and play at the start of this game. They're going to be feeling good going into game 2.
Yeah, as Gamer points out, that's the one extra goal at it anyway, even though it was added at the start. But yeah, it's UCD Leviathans now. I think, you know, it's such a tough situation. There was not really any particular point of the map. There was no one player who was clearly outshining the others who maybe they can rely on a little bit. You know, they all played fine. It was just across the board. TUD Apes just looked like the better team. When it comes down to that, I think now it is just time for all-out aggression from the UCD Leviathans. As fingers crossed we're not having more technical difficulties, as various things are popping up on my screen right now.
Yeah, I got the server down for maintenance. You got to appreciate the maintenance, but don't they know?
Great play. Wouldn't be worrying about it. But hey, TUD Apes, again, if they win this series tonight, they will keep themselves at least in the shout to be first in their group at the moment. And then if NUIG Griffin also wins their game, they'll still be tied first. But the more series you win, the easier it is to keep yourself at the top of that group. And TUD Apes are looking like one of the best teams we have in this tournament at the moment. Honestly, they could be strong contenders to take the whole thing down at the end of the season. And staying at the top of their group for the moment is one way to put a statement on that, and we kind of look towards the future in that way.
Yeah, I'm just looking here at the stats from the last game. The difference between the amount of shots between the TUD Apes and the UCD Leviathans is absolutely insane. Like, UCD had 4 shots in total, only 1 went in, and TUD Cornetto had 5 alone, Spartan had 4, Parable had 6. Just a lot more shots on target. From the Ape side,
They definitely are getting more shots on target. And it's something we called out the best team in the other group that we just saw in the first series there, is that they weren't necessarily able to find those shots on target. And even when they were getting shots on target, they weren't necessarily the best shots. They were kind of just rolling them towards the goal rather than actually putting them in.
Yeah.
But this team, this TUD Apes team, I mean, they're killers, man. they find their angles from the middle of the pitch. They get forward aggressively, and even if they just miss, they put one in anyway. There's a follow-up man there to score anyway.
Absolutely, it's the sort of the 1-2 kind of structure that they've been playing that you picked up on quite early. That they're leaving. It's most of the time Cornetto. Cornetto stays very, very far back, just in case anything goes a little bit wrong.
I mean, it's also, to be fair, I think this is partly we're a little bit jaded after our first series tonight. We're coming into this and we're like, oh my god, proper rotations! Look at what they're doing. It's insane, never been done before. And everyone's sitting at home going like, well, yeah, I mean, this is what my high diamond solo standard games look like. But I mean, it's doing it in the tournament, doing this in the tournament setting, coming out looking strong, and just being this clean and this consistently clean is something this TUD Ape squad has been very good at throughout the tournament so far.
Yeah, and you really got to respect that, because I mean, I know it might look easy if as you say, you're kind of sitting in diamond or whatever, and you're like, oh, but this is easy, this just looks like my rank game. The pressure that's on every one of these players, it doesn't matter who you are, if you're top of the board or the bottom of the board, this is your first tournament or your 500th tournament, there is a different feeling when you go into a tournament like environment. Your comms are cleaner. There's every little touch has that extra bit of pressure behind it, that you want it to go perfectly.
One of the main differences being, if you do miss a shot in solo standards, you're not going to accidentally run into your teammate around college sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
So it's that extra pressure of just playing in a team, wanting to do well for not just yourself but the teammates, on top of whatever else is actually going on in the tournament. And as TUD Apes, this is a team of fairly experienced players. Elite Spartan's definitely been hanging around for a while as one of the names I recognized coming into this tournament. And when it comes down to it, just that little bit of experience can be all you need to push yourself over the edge when you're talking about two teams that are otherwise fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, I mean, Cornetto as well is also Grand Champ, so we definitely can't shake a stick at him. He's a really, really highly ranked player, and you see it just from the scoreboard there in the last game. Was top of the leaderboard there. Now, what is the situation with the server?
We're missing one player, and that's the only thing we're missing. Other than that, we're good to go. But as soon as we get this last player into game, I believe it is one of the TUD Apes players, is oh no, it's you. We're missing you. I see. Would you get in here so we can start this match?
Missing me? I'm sitting in.
No, you need to leave that last server because it's crashed. You'll notice you're still sitting there looking at a timer that says 11 seconds to go. And jump over into the second server. As
Just
we
one more.
Yeah, no worries, everyone. This is technical difficulties that have been caused first by players and secondly by Psyonix, and so we're going to blame them for any issues that we have tonight.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't me.
We will jump straight into game 2 here in a second, between TUD Apes. TUD Apes, one game in the lead, looking strong, looking to take this down. And as we said, UCD Leviathans yet to win or lose a series that wasn't a 3-0 in this tournament. So can they break the curse tonight, actually get a game back after losing the first one? This would be a breakthrough for this team, if nothing else.
Yeah, even just for the mental game, you really just want that, You don't want to lose all of your games 3-0. Put up a fight, guys.
Yeah, it's great. Just knowing that you can win games after you've lost a game is genuinely just such a big thing as a team.
Oh, wow. Double commit for the offense, but it nearly worked. Oh, it did. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay. All right, keeping us guessing. I like it.
They came so close to knocking in another quick goal there. TUD Apes that will be delayed a little bit on the start this time around. As that's Bumpsy goal. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no, it's just the bump is there. It was a really nice bump play by Cornetto, and again, this is something high-level players will be doing. They're always looking to do something, even if they don't hit the ball. But then Anecdotal really should have gotten to that one anyway, and a little bit unfortunate on the second flip to go the wrong direction out of the way.
Yes, 100%. But here we go. Okay, kickoff goes in the favor of UCD this time. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, it's up there.
Underneath the ball, but that is exactly what I'm talking about with defensive rotations, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you don't want to be doing all that sort of stuff. That's why in a team game, your communication needs to be, you know, second only to your mechanics. You gotta know who's going for that ball, who's on that ball.
And I think worth pointing out as well, just this is why this TUD Apes squad is so scary, is just that every single one of them is a scoring threat. You know, we were talking about the UCD Leviathans A team in game number 1, and the fact that they were missing Jo. He was a player who sometimes carries them through matchups where they're not looking as comfortable just by skill checking the opposition defense. He's really their main scoring threat, but this TUD Ape squad, I mean, any single one of them, if they get near a ball in front of goal, has a chance to just put it in at weird angles. And this is it. All three of them are combining for that one, and they won't quite put it in, but they look so scary anytime the ball is bouncing around in front of an opposition net.
Yeah. And they're also so quick back, just to be ready for any sort of offense that's coming from the UCD side. Speed is everything. Look at the speed.
Speed is king.
Look at
Cornetto, he's just bang that in. It's just in past game over. This is now mistakes coming out of the UCD side as much as it is good play. Apparently the defense is laughing too hard. And I mean, look, sometimes that happens. You get into a match, you're having a good giggle with your friends, and you miss the easy save. Or it's a good excuse. Either way, it is now just UCD Leviathans making mistakes on defense as much as it is TUD Apes. And this is not a TUD Ape squad that you can afford to make any kind of defensive errors against, let alone ones as silly as just letting the ball slide past you into an open net.
Yeah, no, definitely. Could also be a little bit of frustration when you're 2-0 down on game 2 that you've already lost the first game with.
Oh, that's a chance.
Cornetto. No. Oh, no.
And I mean, yeah, but again, like, look, if you're 3-0 down, you can't afford to just guide those chances. Those are the ones you want to try and at least put on target. But maybe for the first time in the series, force a save out of the TUD defense. But this was not to be.
Yeah, they're just always there when the ball lands. You just see a blue name badge underneath it all the time.
Or already meeting it over in the corner on the backboard. They're kind of everywhere on the pitch. Are we sure they haven't accidentally snuck 4 players into this match?
Okay. So Elite Spartan stealing the ball off his own player, laying it up for Cornetto. Oh, nobody went for that time.
I mean, that's a weird angle now, Elite Spartan. I mean, that's a little bit of like, hey, I'm under this ball. Should I be rotating back, or should I be just cutting this wildly to try and get a weird hit on it? This is the comfort they're playing with as well. They are 3 goals up, 1 game in the lead. But yeah, I mean, definitely trying some strange things here.
Yeah, this is a hard game now. If you are in the lead, but Elite Spartan, I was just about to talk down about this team, saying that it's very easy to kind of let your guard down when you're already this far ahead. But Elite Spartan, what an angle. That touch was so pretty. Man.
I mean, I do say it sometimes as well. 3-0 is the danger zone for a lot of teams in Solo Standard and Rocket League and things like that. Because, you know, it's 3 goals. That's the point when it starts to feel like a comfortable lead. Teams, as you say, start to let their guard down, maybe slip a little bit. But I also think this TUD Ape squad, we've said it before, there's so much experience on this side. You know, there are obviously a lot of very high-ranked players. And the skill checks are just there. Even if they're going for something a little bit silly, I think about 50% or higher of the time, it's still just going to come off for them because they are just that good. And that's really just allowing them to do silly things and continue to get away with it in the middle of this game.
Yeah, they're playing right now. Passing plays back towards their own net. This is definitely going to be affecting the psyche of the UCD squad here.
I like the UCD squad. Look, they're opting into a little bit as well, though. Like, Gamer going off the roof there is not 100%. Like, you know, that is not the high percentage play. But I mean, you might as well play into it a little bit. And if you get a couple of goals off it, then maybe you do start to come back into it. But in the meantime, have a bit of fun, right? We're all here to play a fun tournament.
That was actually a really nice flip reset there as well.
Yeah. I'm not giving them the satisfaction of calling them out, okay? To win this series cleanly, or I'm not giving any of them. There's no more praise.
Yeah, come on. I'm shouting for the UCD Leviathans. Let's do it, boys.
Yeah, one goal back. Here we go. Oh, that's the wrong goal. Oh, UCD Leviathans. Yeah, we're settling in for what's honestly going to feel a bit like, I think, our second three of the night, unless UCD Leviathans become different players before game 3. They are just getting outskilled. That's just the kind of the brutal truth of it, is sometimes you do just come up against players who, across the board, are better than you. And sometimes that can be countered. You know, your playstyle can actually give people trouble in some ways. You know, maybe just the way you hit balls or the angles you take will still catch people off guard. But it really does look like this TUD Ape squad just have UCD Leviathan's number in every single way. And they're really not managing to mount any kind of pressure. They're not catching them off with any of their touches. They're being read at every chance. And it's allowing TUD Apes to just do things like this, where they're off the field, they're in over the top of the net, and Elite Spartan's just trying to add to his highlight reel.
Yeah, he wants that montage. Look at that. Off the ceiling. What a touch.
I mean, it's clean. It's a clean ceiling shot, you know?
It's funny that one of the players is called Gamer or Tilted AF. He's in this match right now on the losing side of it.
It's almost, I think, like, I don't know. I don't think I'd be that tilted. Oh, that nearly went in. I don't even think I'd be that tilted in this game, right? Because it's not like it was a really close one where a couple of silly mistakes have led to anything. They kind of just didn't have a shout from second one.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get too upset about that. At least that's how I feel when I'm playing in matches like this. They can be a bit annoying, but it wasn't like any one player was really contributing to anything. Nobody was really doing anything horribly wrong. TUD Apes are just the better team in this game, in this series so far, and will look to continue to be so as they try to close this out 3-0 in game 3.
Yeah, so do you absolutely like hit it home for game 3 if you're UCD? What do you do here? Do you
just, I don't know. Go for it. Like, throw everything you have at this TUD Apes defense. We've already seen that even with like 2 or 3 of them sitting in goal, they're not going to stop the ball going in. So you might as well have all 3 of those players sitting in front of the TUD Apes goal, hoping for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that, and hopefully they'll employ that strategy here.
Just then, or this is where we start getting into weird strategies, okay, Sam? What if we're like, we just have one person defend, okay, and then the other 2 just straight up try to demo people the entire time, okay? What if we try and get inside TUD Apes' heads, and we just stop Cornetto from ever hitting the ball because he's just been exploded? What then?
I mean, I don't know what the esports budget is for those colleges, but if they have coaches, that is the bit where your coach is absolutely pulling out his hair. Like, he wants you to try this strat that he's been working on for the last couple of months, and you're just running around booming people. Like, you know?
People trying to demo them. I mean, I'm not sure it's a very, I don't think it'll work out as a viable strat, but again, we're talking about, let me just try something, right? Game 1 and game 2 looked like they didn't have any answers to just straight up playing TUD Apes, so seeing UCD Leviathans just go for it in this game number 3 is what I'm all for.
Yeah, I like it. We're having a bit of jumping in and jumping out.
Oh, game's accidentally started. Everyone got into the lobby just in time and we're absolutely fine. That was fine. Cornetto joined just in time, and it has worked out perfectly as we were waiting for Cornetto to join that lobby at the last second. As Fireball's they're just gonna score. No, not quite, but they're just gonna score early. I predict within the next 10 seconds.
Oh, double commit there from the defense.
Oh no, my prediction. I'm in shambles. My entire credibility as an analyst is ruined. I'll never be able to cast in this country again.
Okay, Europe is doing pretty good with the Rocket League, I hear.
Yeah.
Oh, over the top!
He sneaks it in. Fireball, that was a lovely little chip between 3 defenders. I just wish he'd done it 10 seconds earlier.
Look at that. Gorgeous. Exactly what it is.
It's clean. It's the ball control. It's just these players. There is always just one more of them than there is defenders in the way. And they're just cutting out the defensive rotations. They're preventing UCD Leviathans from ever putting anything together in defense. And it's just skill check. They're just putting UCD Leviathans under pressure to say, can you save a double touch off the back wall from the middle of the pitch? And UCD Leviathans just keep having to answer no.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I feel like TUD are now just just going for that those montage, the highlight reels, MLG stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's looking at this. UCD Leviathans, not necessarily the best team in this group, but they are still a legitimate team. They're a team that they've lost to teams better than them. This is a team you need to beat if you want to be able to say you're one of the best teams in the group. And I think TUDF just coming out and showing that they are one of the best teams in this group. They are legitimate contenders for this entire tournament. And
yeah,
these are games I like to see. I just want teams that are good to play well. And sometimes it doesn't happen. I'm glad to see TUDH do it tonight.
Yeah, they've really got this. Oh, wow. Cornetto changed up his car as well.
It's true, we've lost the one. That's why he was late. That's actually definitely why he was late into this game. I mean, I'm not sure about that. Nearly missing tournament games because you're trying to be as stylish as possible it's questionable, Cornetto, at the best of times. I think that might be that's one of the first actual misses we've seen out of TUDH this entire series of just someone just whiffing the ball on their side.
Their individual technical skill in this game. Oh, second one. But wow, he laid it off.
That was nice. I mean, it's just nice team play as well. They're very aware of where everyone is at all times, and Cornetto giving the points to Elite Spartan. That's what a good teammate looks like.
Not only is he one of the more fashionable Rocket League players, but he's also a good teammate. Look at this. Green right there. Uh-oh.
Yeah. This is actually just, you know those old dating videos from like the 80s for dating before Tinder was a thing, and you'd have those weird VHS tapes.
Yeah.
This is Cornetto. He's putting together the reel for that now. He's like, I am a fashionable man. Cuts to various pictures of his different cars from different angles. I will pass. Cuts to him passing to Elite Spartan on an open goal anyway.
Get a Rocket League dating app? Anybody who's college studying computer science want to get on that?
I'm sure we could make millions. Someone contact me after this stream.
Hit me up. There's a gap in the market here. Oh, wow. Just a lovely little touch.
This is lovely. This is turning into the Sam and Nule podcast, where we just have some lovely clips in the background as well. It's just, the ball control. It's exquisite. And we can just kind of talk about whatever we want. As in the background, TUDHs are just highlighting top-tier Rocket League play.
I don't know. I mean, UCD Leviathans, this is their B team, but I think the A team need to come down and show the boys how to kind of just turn those defensive into offensive situations. Like that should have been boomed much harder.
Yeah, and like you say, that's absolutely is when you're on the defense and you're not getting the ball clear of your own half. That's where these chances just come for free because there's two players forward from UCD Leviathans in the middle of the pitch. The third one who's just switched the ball is still going forward as well. And so there's just no chance anyone's ever getting back for that one. And it's well taken advantage of TUDHs. And I know, I'm sorry. I said we were turning into a podcast. We weren't taking this as seriously. And I know that was almost a serious bit of analysis. But look, we'll go back to just saying TUDHs are really good any second now.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it was very close there.
Coco is the guy. I think Coco needs to retire right now. This is shades of game one or series one as well, where we were asking how many Rocket League players does it take to score a goal on TUDHs, and as well, one from the opposition team, and then all three members of TUDHs as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to take this game seriously if you are UCD at this point, but I would definitely be using this as sort of a test your limits, see what you can do, pull out the strat that you haven't wanted to pull out in the middle of a game, because it's tournament.
It's also just, it is great defensive practice. You've got three absolutely top-class Rocket League players just banging shots at you repeatedly and trying things that are a little bit out there. They're going for some of these double touches, the ceiling shots, they're passing plays in front of goals. And it is genuinely great practice. You won't get stuff like this if you're playing just the defensive training pack. And you're also getting chances to shoot as well. I didn't even realize that was Parable. Red card threw me off there as Parable nearly scored the second goal of the match. But yeah, UCD Leviathans, this is a chance for them to just practice defense, and if you can defend at all against this TUDH squad, you can probably defend against any team in this group.
My God, that was such a good prediction. Look at it. Obviously, Colin was in center.
Yeah.
Just touch.
There it is. And I mean, fair respect to UCD Leviathans. They've stayed positive in chat throughout this series as well. Like you said, it'd be very easy to get the head down, get a little bit tilted by this one, but they're still there. They're complimenting their opponents on nice reads, telling them that they're taking nice shots, and respect to that as well. It is all in the spirit of good fun. This is a fun tournament. I'm glad to see the players taking it that way.
Yeah, definitely. It's also a way for universities and colleges around Ireland to showcase their esports prowess. Ooh, very close to a really nice centre pass there. Okay, we're going to see something spicy here.
Cornetto says no. I love that.
Same angle here. Where's Cornetto?
Cornetto's not there. It's only Elite Spartan. He doesn't want scoring. Let's have a quick look at the scoreboard. Yeah, I mean, Cornetto's sitting at the bottom. I thought maybe he was at the top and Elite Spartan was approaching him. He was making sure that he didn't get above him in points. But no. Cornetto's just hanging out at the bottom of this game anyway. Yeah, I mean, it's clearly all now. It's just in good fun. When you have teams saving their own shots on goal, stopping their teammates from taking nice air dribbles in on top, then there's not a huge amount left to be said in the match.
Yeah. Are they going to leave it on a Brazil? Is this...
I think that's the plan here, right? I think, right? And now this is the real strat. If you are UCD Leviathans, you just score it yourself. Just own goal right now, okay? Don't let them have the Brazil. Don't give them the satisfaction. Make it 8-1. They've brought it to the wrong end of the pitch. I mean, scoring on them does the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's done it. Who's fault is that?
7-2.
I think Parable flips over the ball. He flips under it and then flips over it. Parable, it was the Brazil. You had it until you missed it. And yeah, 7-2. Don't quite get the Brazil, but this has been a dominant series by TUD Apes. I've said it a couple of times already, and I'll say it again. I think this is probably one of my favorite teams to take down this entire tournament. They look so clean. There's no real individual weak link. I mean, I guess the only thing we can say for them is we haven't really seen them under all that much pressure yet. And maybe if they get put under a bit of pressure, they will start to crumble. But they've beaten the two teams who are directly below them in the standings in their group. Now they've beaten another one of the teams 4-0 after 4 weeks. And this team, I mean, they just look unstoppable. And I want to see the team that can't even come close to taking them down.
Yeah, there are going to be some great games in kind of future weeks in this. Just you know, now that we know roughly where everyone kind of sits in terms of like skill level and, you know, team cohesion and that sort of stuff, there are going to be some much anticipated matches. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and speaking of much anticipated matches, figuring out where teams are, we're going back to Group A for our third series of the night. And this one is probably for the first time tonight, hopefully going to be our closest series after two quick 3-0s, because both of these teams are currently tied on 2-1. We are going to have the UCC NetSoc Rebels Omega versus the Trinity Ducks. And this is now just straight up for positioning in this group. This is, you know, you need to beat your direct rivals if you want to do well in it. And that is what we are going to see in our series tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be a really, really fun match now to watch. I mean, the match we just saw was quite fun as well, but this next one is going to be a little bit more kind of technical. There's going to be a few more intricacies in this match.
I think what you're looking for here is competitive. Is the word potentially as well.
I didn't want to say it,
but I mean, look, sometimes you got to call it like you see it. And in theory, these are two teams coming up that should be much more evenly matched in skill level, and whichever one does manage to come out on top is going to be sitting much better in the top half of their group versus having a 50% win rate in series at the end of 4 weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so are we going to a little break before we go into this match, or are we just going straight into it? Oh, perfect. Yeah, so we're going to take a short 5-minute break, guys. Stay tuned, and we've got another match coming up. Okay, and we are back for our last Rocket League match of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the UCC Omega versus Trinity Ducks. This team is actually Trinity now. I've learned from my mistake.
I mean, it's a little confusing. There's a D thrown in there as well. It's the Trinity Ducks, you know, there's some D's and some U's and the rest.
Yeah.
But hey, it's rough, Sam. Okay, we are at the end of the night.
It's been a long evening. We had technical difficulties.
The real rough part as well is when you're at the end of 2 best-of-5s, you're starting a third one, and you're only heading into game number 7. Okay, I mean, it's not great. It's not up here for competitive Rocket League, and so I have high hopes for this series. This is 2 teams battling it out in the middle of Group 1. One of them looking to move to 3-1 in series and 1-2-2. And honestly, those scorelines just sound super different when you say them. You know, it's like a 75% win rate versus a 50% win rate, and there's big implications, you know, for which of these teams will come out on top towards the end of the group as well. And I know, as I say, I have high hopes. I want this to be tonight's competitive series. I need one injected in my veins.
Give us that good Rocket League. That speedy, fast Rocket League, you know?
Oh, just drive fast. Gotta go fast.
As our Lord and Savior Sonic once said. All right, so here we go. UCC are going to be fighting out of the blue corner today, and Trinity are out of the orange.
And this Trinity squad, I think looking at it on paper, this UCC's team have had slightly easier scheduling coming into this game as well. So it is potentially a Trinity team that's looking to prove that, you know, their wins against higher teams was not just a fluke, that they are the better team than this UCC squad. And they'll be looking to prove it early.
Okay, we're seeing a little bit of a cluster here in the corner.
There.
Oh wow, rocking a Batmobile.
That's spicy, yeah. You don't see those very much anymore.
No. Remember when they were all the rage?
Yeah. Oh,
Very close to the double touch. But
in.
tips it back in. Bonkers bot gets it.
UCC heard I was talking smack, saying that Trinity were the team coming out with something to prove, and they're like, no, we've stuff to prove too, and they come out strong. I mean, that's just good early play. We saw Trinity with some pressure at the other end of the pitch, and I'm glad to see it. This is basically the first time in a while that we've actually seen effective pressure at both ends of the pitch. And while Trinity couldn't capitalize early, as long as the pressure is there, there's still a chance for them. And UCC will want to capitalize, push this lead a little bit further. There's still a chance.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Bonkers, finishing it bonkers.
Yeah, very quick goals there.
That's just good. Trinity defense hadn't reset properly off the kickoff this time around. They were still trying to rotate back after pushing a little bit too far forward. And it's capitalization for a second time. UCC have been quicker to actually rotate up, quicker to get the goals in. And now I'm just hoping that this doesn't run away as a 3-0 for UCC, because they are looking like they can. They look like they can punish scoring opportunities right now.
Yeah, very close there. Just a little bit off center from the aerial shot. Okay. Now we're into the blue half here. Let's see. Oh, nice little flick. Is that in? Let's go. Barzy.
Just disgusting. I mean, just a really nice flick. I mean, there's really not much more to say about it. He saw where the opposition was. He saw where the defender was. He saw the space. And I mean, that's classic textbook position that you want to use a flick in. Is just find the little space over the top, lob it over the defender, and just watch it roll on in slowly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So this is good. This is good. I like to see it. We're seeing the kind of flashy plays, but used practically in this game, it seems.
Yeah, rather than just for the sake of going off the ceiling and trying to add to your montage. Yeah. There's some purpose behind what's going on at the moment. But like, part of the problem right now is still that it's all one-sided. It's all been UCC getting these goals, and honestly, Trinity have been struggling to get out of their own half for a little while now. Hopefully, this is their first chance with a bit of pressure.
Okay.
A little bit slow on the rotation. They couldn't quite get the follow-up shot, and now it'll be UCC straight back down again. Oh no!
Oh my God! That was huge.
He was completely out of boost.
So nice.
Look, he runs out of boost here. He's still just going for it, and Aaron just slides that one in.
Nice.
And this is now. I'm losing hope again, Sam.
It's okay. It's okay. This is the bit when you know. I was about to say TUD, Trinity just need to just kind of focus up here a little bit. Think about what are you doing wrong. You know, there's still 3 minutes left in this game.
Plenty of time. I mean, it's just been the defense because it really hasn't been great team play. It hasn't been off the back of necessarily good, consistent pressure from UCC. They aren't forcing the rotations from Trinity to break down. They're just getting breakaway counterattack goals, and that's not great for Trinity. It just means that they're leaving too much space when they push up forward. Again, there's just one man back who's put it into the middle of the pitch, and Barzy's not going to get it this time, but this is the mistake from Trinity, pushing forward as 3 and not being there for the defense.
Yeah. Okay, knocks it back for his teammate. Uh-oh. Okay. Oh, wow, very close. Unfortunately, just a little bit off target there.
It was a good chance from Jacko though, trying to do it back to UCC, but again, there wasn't much from Trinity there. The fact they're pushing up so aggressively as multiple players and still haven't been able to actually link up at any point or even come close to it is a bit rough. That's just going to go in though. And I'm not sure how that would snuck past 3 defenders. I guess that's just a nice touch, and then Bonkers helps put it in. I see. The reason the defender didn't think Rockmeister could get that much power on the ball is because he couldn't. He required Bonkers' help to actually put that one into the back of the net, and it happens. This is at least a go back for Trinity, but it's not necessarily off the back of them doing a huge amount right. They're still looking a little bit shaky when they're pushing up, again, as a unit, but not really finding each other, and that is leaving them vulnerable in defense. That's something that's the real big issue they need to clean up right now.
Okay. I'm liking what I'm seeing here. A little bit more aggressive now, the UCC squad. Kind of pushing just a little bit up, and balls are kind of hitting their shots and stuff. Oh, wow. Okay. Try it again.
I mean, that's it. That's the double commit from Trinity Ducks on offense. And it's rough. I don't know what they're doing. Rockmeister's just going to try and put another one in. That needed to go in.
Oh,
that's a shot.
No!
If you're gifted chances like that, you need to get that angle.
Okay, another offense here now. Okay. It's now in the UCC half again. Okay, everybody went up for that one. It was a party in the skies.
A little bit of a party, guys. That's lobbed over the top. Barcy does get the touch, though. I mean, these teams are definitely consistent enough. We've seen some people miss those tonight, but both these teams consistent enough that if you lob the ball slowly at them, they should be saving it. As I say that, Aaron nearly puts it into his own goal, but this is now at least better from Trinity. They haven't conceded in a little while. The pressure is a little bit more considered. They're thinking about what they're doing a little bit more. Even if they can't pull back this game number 1, you'll feel better about the second half of how this game 1 has gone heading into game 2.
Definitely.
Oh, that's nice by Jacko. That's a good attempt. They're actually getting these shots on target now. It really has been Trinity pressure again, even if they're not, necessarily finding each other, not, finding the rebounds from each other, not finding passes to each other. They are at least getting individual shots on target, and it's led to 1 goal for them so far. And if it can get better in game 2, this is looking like we might have a series on our hands after it was getting scary at the start of this game.
I mean, we always talk about it every week. It's the first game jitters, man. You just have to get it. And Trinity take that set 4-1 with a really, really strong opening half there for Trinity.
Trinity looking strong.
Yeah, really, really like signs of life there at the end from UCC. So I'm looking forward to game 2 now, just to see what's going to happen.
As UCC, as you say, they do need to clean it up a little bit. I think I misspoke earlier. I said it was, Trinity had the slightly easier strength of schedule. It was UCC I meant had a slightly easier strength of schedule. And it was kind of, so it is them looking to come in, prove that they are looking a little bit cleaner, that they can compete in this group as well, take down Trinity potentially in this match. But yeah, it was they were cleaning it up towards the end of that match. They were looking like they had scoring chances. They were looking like they could sneak the ball in, and they didn't concede for the last little half. Even if Trinity had snuck a goal in at the end there, I think it would have been rough for UCC, but they didn't. They've stabilized the bleeding. See if they can actually turn it into pressure of their own in this game too.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it now. UCC, you're my boys. You're my boys. You got this.
We have faith. I want to see this go to a game 4. I'm not asking for too much. I don't need a game 5 yet, okay? But just a game 4. That'd be nice.
Okay. Game 2. Let's get it on. Okay. Trinity winning the kickoff, but UCC answering back a little bit. Uh-oh. Dangerous.
Oh.
Dangerous.
Oh. Could have been an early goal for UCC, but instead it's nearly going to go to their own half. And that would have been exactly the start they were looking for, with ball going in the opposition half.
Speed of that. That was a banger, man.
I was trying to avoid saying too much better because I think it was nearly put on target by a UCC player in their own goal. But, they'll stay out for the moment. And, you know, this is a good opening start. We're seeing the pressure there for both sides. And it is a little bit of feeling each other out again after game one. I think both teams may be recognizing that 4-1 scoreline wasn't necessarily indicative of how this match might actually end up playing out. So they're giving a bit of respect again in game number 2.
You're just really excited about an even game, right?
Oh, I love it! The ball hasn't gone in and there's nearly a minute gone. It's insane.
Oh, no!
Oh, I hate that. I'll take full blame for that one. I'm so sorry. UCC, look, I mean, send your complaints to ICE. I'll address them personally. That was rough. That was Barzy putting the ball off the backboard. They can be tough to defend. It's a rough angle, especially when you're climbing from your own goal.
Yeah.
And that happens. UCC, they could just answer back now, though. Bonkers is under it, and he's not going to let those in.
No, he's not. Rockmeister is not having a great showing here in this game. Whoa, okay.
Okay, it's fine.
That's why you leave someone back all the time. All the time.
Was...
Oh, it's on! It's very close. Very close.
Okay, this is still alive for UCC. The ball's now going to finally be cleared, but there isn't a huge amount of boost available for Trinity to carry this one up the pitch. But Barzy, that's a really good 50 to slow the play down enough to allow the team to actually get there. That could have been a dangerous counter-attack if there wasn't for a great 50 there.
Okay, ball's gone high. Let's see what can happen. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of slowing down here from the Trinity side. I respect it, you know. It's just as I said it.
I think you do have to recognize that. Oh, this is a chance now for Bonkers.
Oh, freeze dive!
He was trying that. He came from a long way back on that one. Trinity, you know, they've really only gotten the only goal they've gotten in about the last 3 or 4 minutes of gameplay has been off the back of a big mistake from UCD. The series has slowed down a huge amount since that opening first half of game 1, and that's what you're seeing is Trinity recognizing that they're not in control of complete control of this ball. They can't do whatever they want in front of the goal and get away with it. And now it's up to UCC. They still haven't capitalized on it though. They still haven't actually tied this score up, and that needs to be the next step for them.
Yeah. Okay, we got the boon. 3v2 now. Oh. Yeah, good attempt on goal. Could have been a little more power behind it, but that's okay. Keep them accurate, man. If you shoot at the net 50 times, one is bound to go in. There's 2 out of 50.
Theory. Statistically, it's going to go in eventually. That's crossbar down. Oh, what a save by Jacko.
Not out of the park yet, though.
That was huge. Jacko keeping the scoreline, even keeping UCC in this one. That's a great bump, though. Is the turn there, Aaron?
Oh. Yes, knocks it down.
Ooh. I know the score says Barzy. I know it says Barzy got that. That's all Aaron. All the way down. Watch it. That's a great pass into the middle. He hits Jacko again, and this is after having already bumped one person. Jacko, he didn't quite make the contact, and that's just down to pressure by Barzy. Or down to pressure by Aaron. So really well played there by Trinity and showing a more physical side to the game than they had to in game number 1, which is nice. It's nice to see the adaptations coming out between 2 relatively evenly matched teams in a game 2 of a series.
Yeah. That's what it's all about, and it's really hard to adapt when you're in the lead as well. So kudos to Trinity for being able to pull out that kind of slightly more aggressive style and getting those bumps. Your first man in, you know, sets the shot up, steals a boost, and bumps a man, and before you know it, you're out of boost and out of position.
And I think one player to keep an eye on the UCC side, as that is not quite going to be on target anyway, is Rockmeister's been also aggressively looking for those boost steals. He's been driving faster around the pitch at full speed. I just got that button taped down, stealing every boost pad inside. And it's interesting because the adaptations are there for both sides. It just is working out a little bit better for Trinity right now.
Oh, this is dangerous. Okay. About a minute left on the clock here.
Just 1 minute left. It's still 2 goals. It's still there for UCC if they want to try and take this one, but it's going to need a goal, I think, within the next 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, they really need this. This is the clutch time now. Okay, centered. No. Unfortunate. Went for the boom there.
Yeah, a bit of a double commit as well. It's that desperation coming through where you recognize, they know they need that goal as well, but they're not sure who's actually taking the ball up in front. That's a big miss.
Oh,
Okay.
the fake works out! I was wondering.
Nice one, Jacko. Okay, sneaks it under the player. Player one. I mean, Bonkers, I think, should have recognized he had plenty of time to get that ball. I think a little bit of panic there just on the sidewall anyway. But hey, it works out. 20 seconds left in the game. UCC could still score one more here. See if they can get it off kickoff. And if they can, that's a good kickoff. They can still do this.
Okay. Solid defense here now from Trinity.
Oh, no.
Okay. 10 seconds. Can they do something? They're going to have to do something marvelous and do it right now.
Okay.
Wasting a bit of time here. Last challenge, and it looks to be a perfect defensive play from Trinity, netting them the game.
Little bit sad there. Player one kind of took his time, awkwardly controlling the ball in that back corner. As Jacko was sitting there facing the ball with 70 boosts, and that's one of those times with you need to recognize 10 seconds left on the clock. Just be aggressive, all right? If you have to punch your teammate out of the way to get to that one, or if you have to scream at him a little bit over there, look, the relationship will recover, okay? Friends come and go, but Rocket League scorelines are forever. This will be right there on Battlefly for years to come. And unfortunately, it is those small miscommunications that lead to you not quite getting your last chance off because the ball doesn't quite get out of your own half that little bit quicker. Look, this has been a closer series so far. UCC came back swinging in this at the end of game one and this game two. They've really held Trinity Ducks accountable. They've kept them close, but it's just that one. It was that one unfortunate mistake really that gave Barzi that first goal. It was a really nice bump play by Aaron, and all of a sudden we're again just facing down the barrel of another 3-0. Trinity Ducks are 2-0 up in this series.
Yeah, UCC wants to. I want UCC to want this. Do it, boys. We can do this.
We can definitely do this. Okay. It's not going to come from kickoffs like that, though, necessarily.
Oh, God. Oh, and double commits on the defense. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Panic stations for all the UCC fans here watching.
Bonkers did a really good job of stealing all of the boost in defense as well there. He gave himself the open goal at the end of all that play, and it didn't quite go in. That was so well worked by Trinity up until that point.
Across the pitch now. Oh. Player one here defending. Last man back. Uh-oh. No way. Barzi? Man, you're insane.
He's like, yeah, great recovery here. Really good by Barzi to get the jump as soon as he lands to get the goal in. But Barzi has been gifted the opening goal of these last two games by the UCC defense. First of all, just knocked in on front of their own goal. And then that's just a huge whiff. And that's the feels bad when you're 2 games down in this series already. Those are the ones you need to be hitting consistently. And now Barzi, we're feeling it. And a double commit on defense will come through.
Whoa.
Put in past 3 defenders by Bonkers as the first double commit is really what opens this one up. And it's Barzi just now sending tentative shots downfield to see what's up.
Yeah, this has now just become shooting range for the Trinity side. They're just blasting balls at the net and seeing what happens. Like, no rhyme, no reason. They don't need it anymore. They're 2 goals up.
Yeah, and this is again Bonkers off the kickoff, stealing all of the corner boost, putting the ball in front of goal. And this time around, it looks like it's going to work out for them. No, Aaron, what are you doing, man?
Players just touching this. Ooh, that angle was very nice for Jocko. Or for Bonker Boy.
We saw this before. We saw Cornetto denying goals from his teammates in the last series, but at least they were like 5 goals up when he did it. Aaron just completely stopped Bonkers from scoring that one by flicking it way above his head. There's only a 2-goal lead here. Now is not the time to be stealing goals from your teammates.
No, this is definitely not the time to be letting the foot off the gas pedal now. You really want to make it 4 before you start messing, at least.
At least, yeah. Potentially have a much firmer grip over the series than you have had in this so far for Trinity. And that's going to be a big miss. Rockmeister going to find the angle. He's missed it.
Yes!
Good job by UCC, finally punishing it back the other direction. But this is the scoreline that the game ended on in the last game. See if Trinity's defense. This is a much longer time period that they have to hold on now. Last game, it was only about a 30, whatever it was, 30 seconds that they hold on with a 1-goal lead. And now with 3.5 minutes on the board, this is a chance for UCC to actually come back, put a bit of pressure on. They haven't really looked by the second team. They haven't looked like the second worst team by much in this tournament, in this series, but now they need to prove that they can actually take Trinity down.
Yeah. Oh, nice little bump here. Passes it into center, but unfortunately not. I'm going to try recenter it here. Bounces red.
see the chase player one. Not going to get to that one. That's good team call. Jacko recognizing his team wasn't going to get up to it and just putting it further forward. And with two players moving forward from TCD, that's why this attack is continuing.
We're looking a little bit dangerous here now. Oh, UCC, not as accurate as he'd like it to be.
It's the accuracy. It's been haunting a lot of our teams tonight. That's nearly on.
Oh, this is on.
Double commit.
Bonkers bot. Oh, can they capitalize? Not quick enough.
There's been about 4 or 5 double commits from Trinity in the last 10 seconds of play. I don't know how they keep getting away with it, but it is. It's just the accuracy plaguing UCC. They can't quite find the shot on target at exactly the right time. If Trinity score now, that's going to be heartbreaking. They've done themselves in with another double commit. It's poetic justice for UCC.
Okay, here's the man at the moment now, Barzy. The ball just is staying in the UCC half. How can you let that through?
Oh, they just about don't. That's going to not be in. Barzy does get back in time.
Barzy's all over the place, man. He's insane.
Barzy is single-handedly stopping Trinity from just letting this ball roll into their own goal at the moment because it's a little bit sloppy all of a sudden from Trinity. They are double committing, and Barzy needs to get another touch to that one. Will do so. As it is UCC, they're just not quite finding the shots. They're putting decent pressure on, but the shots need to be on target, and they just haven't been for them.
Ooh. What a great offensive touch. Little back flip for style there, I respect it. Jacko. Okay, slowing it down here. Probably not the best time to do it, but Aaron is around the back and demos player 1.
1 minute 20 left. I mean, look, they scored with 30 seconds in the last game. So UCC can do it. We know they can. Well, I mean, they don't need to leave it so late. Just because you did it last time doesn't mean you need to do it again this time.
Okay. Yeah. Look at this. Trinity absolutely slowing the pace of the game down. They don't need to do anything crazy. Take the nice little comfortable shots. Look at this. Slow it right down. See what's going to happen. Double commit again on the offense by UCC.
Yeah, but their double commits on the offense haven't been as punishing necessarily as Trinity's. That's their shot on target. The double commits on offense haven't been as punishing because they are still getting the ball away. It's not perfectly clean, but the ball is getting clear and they have time to reset after. Trinity's defensive double commits were a much bigger sin because they were putting themselves in really bad positions because of it.
Oh, the angle was just a little bit off there on his flick. Whoa.
Chance. That was a really nice chance play, Aaron.
Yeah. Where is he? Oh. Lucky he got to that because Bonkers Bot was hungry for that right there. He was smelling the goal.
Rockmaster's
goal. 8 seconds left. Got to pull something crazy out right now.
I don't think they've got it. I think this is it. It's a 3 screw.
Wow.
We've got 3 in a row.
The triple 3-0.
That's what we call the Grand Slam, Triple Crown, whatever you want to call it. We've had 3 of them tonight, 3-0s. And I think this one was definitely the closest. I mean, not just the fact that the scoreline was 2-1. You can have games that were kind of feel like blowouts and then the scoreline ends up close anyway, but it really did feel like it was close. It felt like UCC. They'll be gutted not to pick up a game at all here, I think, because they really deserved one at times. Unfortunately, just finishing let them down a little bit. And honestly, I think this is what we expected. These are both kind of mid-table teams in Group A. They're not necessarily quite at the level of the teams at the very top, but with that said, we've also seen in Group A UCD Leviathans who are not necessarily looking like the cleanest team in the world. So I guess maybe that's just what Group A looks like, is people are going to be missing open shots and not always getting punished for it.
Yeah. There were a couple of kind of holes in the play of Trinity there as well. They absolutely weren't flawless by any means, but there's still a couple more weeks to play for.
There definitely is. And with that, Trinity Ducks will move to a pretty clear 3rd place in this group now. They are behind the 2 teams of WIT and UCD Leviathans A, who really were undefeated until they played each other, and WIT took a loss last week. They've actually lost to WIT already, but they are looking like they're the best of the rest at the moment. They've beaten everyone else, or they've beaten all their close rivals. And so Trinity Ducks, I think, looking like the clear 3rd place in this Group A at the moment.
Yeah. But that was Rocket League, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Irish Collegiate Esports Rocket League. Join us again next Tuesday for more Rocket League action. But we've also got the schedule for all of our other games up on each different day.
Plenty of fun ones. I think we have Valorant Mondays, Rocket League obviously Tuesdays. I want to say CS:GO Wednesdays. I want to say League of Legends Thursdays, and then I want to say Rainbow Six Siege on Fridays. If any of that is wrong, again, feel free to spam it in Twitch chat to let me know.
I was about to say, if they were all guesses, you're some sort of god, like, you know.
Listen, I've done this without the help of any aid for the last little while now, and I really should actually go and make sure that I am right when I'm saying them. But I'm pretty sure I am. Nobody's complained yet. And as I say, they're all here on the Irish Collegiate Esports Twitch channel, and they're all good fun. So,
Absolutely.
keep your eyes on
But
those.
shout out to all the players that played tonight. I want to give a big shout out to Heltic, who's been doing the production for us here. And of course, Nualuk. What's going on, dude? Thank you
Pretty good.
for jumping in, man.
And Sam Ding, thank you for joining me here tonight. We'll go and argue off through about who was joining who. But that has been it from us. It's been a pleasure having you all here, and we will see you back for more competitive series. I promise. That's a guarantee. More competitive series next week.